Still troubled by the cumbersome review process? After watching this video, you will immediately bid farewell to inefficiency. Today's video, let's explain the function of the review, how to use MappingSpace to significantly enhance the efficiency of the review and the experience of the reviewers. Let's first take a look at the traditional review model. For instance, I have a document. It can be in this way. It exists in the form of an online editor. It can also be in a Word document. It exists in the form of an Excel document. If I need to conduct a review on this document, the most common way is for us to hold a meeting. We might invite everyone 3 days in advance. Hold a review meeting. There are also 2 ways at the review meeting. One way is for everyone to discuss directly at the review meeting. Say, what's the problem? There's no problem. Finally, everyone passed without any problems. Okay, there are 2 major drawbacks to this approach. The first point is when inviting the reviewers. It is necessary to adapt to their schedules. So I invited such a review meeting. It might take several days. The second point is the conclusion formed at this meeting. There is no final record. There was only one oral agreement reached. Then in order for this plan to be ultimately formed, the final review, a document of the result. The second and more common way is, we have such a review document. That's in the review document. We have different checklists. So at the meeting, we can let everyone have a discussion. For this checklist, after all, we have both no deviation and some deviation, still irrelevant, and other explanatory documents. So we need to hold this Excel document. Check each item one by one. You can check it after we reach a consensus. It can also be said, each person checks their own box for the final summary. Then suppose I check the box. It was found that one of the checklists was off. Then my common solution is, I really need to rely on this checklist. Create a question, assign it to the corresponding person in charge and let him solve it. After resolving the issue, then adjust to this deviation. Tracing back. This way, a complete closed loop is formed. So a document. Will there be any review in the end? And follow up on any issues after the review is completed. Has the problem been solved? It needs to go through the first original document, the second checklist form, the third question record item. The fourth question records the completion status of the items. So at least 4 things are needed. Obviously, it jumps between different tools. This increases its difficulty and reduces its efficiency.
This way is indeed a waste of time.
That's in MappingSpace. How do we handle the review events? Let's take a look together. First of all, let's open MappingSpace. This is a document from MappingSpace, so it can be seen. It is a document related to in-car navigation. Then this document actually contains all the contents of in-car navigation, because it can be switched to Word mode. This document, in fact, it's exactly the same as this document. All its contents are also inside. Everyone can take a look. It can be seen. Each title has its own paragraph description. Okay, then for such a document. First, let's take a look. If this document has been reviewed, what does its result look like? We switch to the review mode. We can see this document now. 9 notes have been reviewed and approved. There are 2 notes that failed the review. So, what are the reasons for the review not being passed? We can see it with just one click. The review was not passed because there was a reviewer. I gave him the opinion of disapproval. He also wrote down the reasons for not passing here. That won't pass. His checklist is that he fails all 3 checklists. Okay, let's take another look. What is the reason for this approval? The reason for passing is because someone gave him the approval of the review, overall evaluation, and each checklist was passed. Okay, then how do we know if this one doesn't pass? Will it be modified later? Or rather, this one passed. Could it be that it failed before? Then it will be approved after subsequent revisions. So we can see this one. The conclusion of a review from the beginning to the end of the task. So you can see on November 30th, a review meeting was held. The review result is not passed. The reasons for not passing. It's because someone gave him a rejection. The second time was held again. Another review was held on September 24th. Then it still didn't pass. What are the reasons for not passing? First, my question record. This is the reason and problem for my failure to pass the review. So based on this issue, I need to make some modifications. After the revision is completed, I need to initiate the review again, until the final review is passed. We thus form a complete closed loop. And what about? We can also see it throughout the entire system. A summary of all the reviews. So it can be seen. We are now in the entire system. There are these review tasks in total, the entire statistics in my system. For instance, I want to know about my entire system. Have all the system requirements been reviewed and approved? We can see that the review has been passed, not passed, under review, failed ones, and those that have not yet been reviewed. The respective proportions and quantities, all can be seen very clearly. If the review is not passed, we can still click on it. Display those that fail. Isn't this very convenient? This is the final review result. Then let's go back. Let's demonstrate how to conduct a review. How to initiate a review. How to conduct a review. These 2 points are not approved in the review now. We select it. Then we have also finished writing these few points. Then these reviews have already been passed. We won't need to initiate the review anymore. So we can choose to initiate a review. We can choose different reviewers. Here, for the convenience of demonstration, I will only choose myself. Click Confirm. At this time, this person was in his email and in his software. All can receive such notifications. Tell him. It can be seen that this notice has also arrived. The notification from the email has also arrived. I saw that he had received a notice. Then he can click in. Review this document. I currently have a total of 5 nodes that need to be reviewed. Then how do I conduct the review? I need to know this requirement document. How is it written? So we can click on its detailed interface. Let's take a look at all its fields, its description and its architecture diagram, its traceability and all kinds of other information. Let's check it out. After we finish checking, we think there is no problem with this document. There is no problem with this requirement. Then let's check pass for it. Then when we think there is something wrong with it, let's just check it as not passed. For instance, we think that one of them fails. The reason for not passing is this a demand. There is no link to the test case. Okay, then we can click to pass this one. Then we can also conduct batch reviews. For instance, we once, after selection, review it in batches. I also allow this. However, batch reviews require setting permissions, so we don't have the authority here at present. You need to go to the settings place to make the settings. Then we won't demonstrate it to you all here. Okay, everyone can see that after I finish the review. Then the entire document will automatically have a result. Okay, isn't this very convenient? Here are several benefits. When you are initiating the invitation, you don't need to care whether this person has time or not. You just need to send it to him, because you told him. When is the deadline for this review? He just needs to finish it before the deadline. So there is no need for a group meeting. So it's not necessary. Adapt to others' schedules. The second point, he can do it at the time he likes. Just finish his selection. The third point, he combined the final opinions of everyone. Then such words won't be said. Some individual opinions have not been met. This led to the entire document not passing the review. So it still takes into account the opinions of everyone. After the review is completed, the entire record of its review results, it is directly bound to your document, and the tracking of your problem is also yours. The content of this review is directly bound together. Based on this issue, you can conduct the review again. Ultimately, form a closed loop for your entire review process. And it can also be found on this page. Come and check it at any time. The review situation throughout the entire system. Conduct statistics on the review. So in the end, let's summarize it with a table. Why is the offline review process necessary? It has been migrated online to MappingSpace. What exactly are its benefits? First of all, there is no longer a need to organize review meetings. Then this period of time has been significantly shortened. The second review process naturally leaves a record. Permanent traceability. The efficiency of problem tracking has been significantly improved. Third, the cost of review. No materials or site are needed. No definite time is required. The cost has also been significantly reduced. If we are an international team, suppose we need to hold an offline site review meeting. This is indeed very expensive. Fourth, it is extremely flexible. There's no need to go offline to communicate his schedule. Send it directly to him. Just set a deadline for him. And before the deadline, if he hasn't finished yet, the system will also automatically send him a notification. Welcome everyone to experience it. Thank you. Interested friends, come and click the link at the bottom left to give it a try.